Hello everyone and welcome to this video. First off, I'd like to thank everyone for 200 subscribers. As a casual YouTuber that just posts whatever I'm doing at the moment, I'm glad that a lot of you hopped aboard. It really humbles me that so many people would even want to follow what I do. I'm really bad at public speaking, but this is just a topic that I really want to talk about, so I'll do my best to address it. What I'd like to talk about is how to spend your orbs. This video is full of my personal opinions, so if you disagree, well, that's fine. If there's a character you really want, I don't want to tell you to not spend your orbs. I want you to be able to get all of your favorite characters and avoid spending too many orbs. The way I'm able to save so many orbs is because I spend less than I earn. I'll get into more how that works later, but first I'd like to mention that Fire Emblem Heroes Summoning is a rather unique system for a gacha game. There isn't a set number of currency needed to summon a specific number of characters. You go in and summon as many as you like and leave. So the number of orbs you spend and the number of characters you summon is completely up to you. But it can be hard to resist the urge to summon more when they increase the 5-star rate and reduce the orbs needed to do consecutive summons while dangling those focus units over your head. Since I've been playing many different gacha games before this one, my first instinct is to hoard as much currency as I can until there's something I can't resist. However, resisting those shiny new characters can be quite the conflict. Here's a couple of tips to help. 1. Just think about the characters that haven't been released in the game yet that you would really love. Whether it be that Beast Stone character that you know IS wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot stick, or the Christmas units that may appear this holiday season. Now look at the banners that are going on now. Would you rather summon for that new unit that just came out in the current banner, or summon for a unit you would want much more? Tip number 2. Don't get a character just because they're strong or have unique abilities. I know it's hard to resist this. If a character is released that you aren't familiar with, or aren't a huge fan of, but it so happens that they have a game-changing skill, don't be tempted. Even though I didn't know much about Emilia or Alincia, seeing Emilia's Armor March and Alincia's Amidi really made me struggle to hold on to my orbs. I didn't know much about Nephany either, and I wanted to summon for her too, but alas, just because she's new and the best unit in that banner, I had to resist. I also had to resist summoning for the the CYL units as well. Even though the Choose Your Legend units are really strong, I felt that I wanted to save my orbs more than to summon a bunch of characters I didn't care for as much. If a seasonal banner comes around and you don't have the orbs for it, the chance to get those units are as good as gone. And as power creep does its thing, those characters may not be as strong as other characters released in the future. Tip number 3. If you want to get strong units without summoning as much, work at building them. Of course, this is a given. That's why features like Unlock Potential and Skill Inheritance exist. Take 4-star characters that you think may have potential and use feathers to make your very own army of 5 stars. My Horse Emblem team's units all used to be 3 and 4-star units, but now that I've used Unlock Potential and Skill Inheritance, they can now conquer almost anything. There's a lot more to Fire Emblem Heroes than summoning more characters. Try your best to utilize what you have now, and make the best of it to earn as many orbs as you can until you decide to summon for more characters. So in short, summon the characters you really like, not the characters that are most powerful at this moment in time. Wait until you can summon characters you like, and the power will come later. Now, I've just been talking about how to resist summoning, but my technique to saving and spending is actually rather simple. I've only been summoning in each limited banner because the characters there go away after the event period is over. I choose 1 or 2 characters that I like and aim for them. I usually stop when I get one of the 2 I wanted, or if I got lucky I'll try for the second unit. The Performing Arts banner was an exception because I wanted every single unit in the banner. I did have the thought that I just wanted Shigure and Inigo, but then I also wanted their mothers as well because they're all amazing. I was excited at the possibilities for utilizing the 4 of them as well. Also, I might have been too eager to spend my orbs since my orbs were overflowing at over 999. On this screenshot, the game displays that I have 999 orbs. But on the next screen here, it shows that I have 1001. Now, I confess that I have spent a few dollars on some orbs, but not many. I have purchased a total of 46 orbs from excess iTunes gift card credit, but I'm nowhere close to the spending amount of a whale. I guess, at the very least, you can see what it looks like if there's some paid orbs mixed in with the free orbs. But the point of the matter is, I was actually getting a little tired of having so many orbs, since I had to check back and forth at this screen constantly if I wanted to know my balance. It's a little bit of a relief that I summoned so much the other day, but at the same time, of course, it's still a bit of a shock to have spent 2/3 of my orbs and be bombarded with so many new 5-star characters. Like you saw the other day, if a banner comes out with a character I'm truly in love with, I will stop at nothing to throw all my orbs at the banner until they are mine. Like Shikure. I spent 715 orbs to get him. 715! I'm going to work hard so Shikure doesn't have to worry about me. Now, I'm going to show you all a bunch of data that I've compiled. Look at this graph. The left half is the amount of 5 stars I got on the Performing Arts banner, which cost me 715 orbs. The right half is the rest of the summoning I've done up until this point. In total, I received 11 units on the right half. Guess how many orbs in total that cost me? 357 orbs. Yes, an unlucky summoning session cost me almost exactly twice the orbs for the characters I got. Let that sink in for a moment. 13 units cost 715 orbs, and the 11 cost 357. You'll never know when RNG will do this to you, so you must always be prepared. How can you get prepared? Start saving. This is the amount of orbs I've saved over time, recorded at each time I started summoning. Since the Performing Arts banner, I am virtually back to where I started in terms of orb count from when I started seriously saving. I hope I'll be able to restart the increasing trends of orbs I was able to collect. Here's a graph showing me the orbs I've earned versus the orbs I've spent. The numbers on this graph and how they're ordered might be a bit misleading, since some orbs were saved over 2 months instead of 1, and others were saved over a few weeks instead of a month. But I can probably guesstimate that I can earn an average of about 150 orbs each month. I was able to keep my spending down to 1/3 of what I've earned, until the Performing Arts banner, of course. I was able to earn more than the average 115 orbs per month leading up to the Performing Arts banner. I believe it was all thanks to the new events that have been introduced since the beginning of the game. Thanks to paralogs, Tempest Trials, voting gauntlets, and all the various quests that have been released, the amount of orbs you can earn is much more than it was when the game first started. Here's the differences between the orbs earned and the orbs spent. If you add all these numbers together, you'll get my current orb count of 353. This goes back to what I was saying in the beginning, to save more than you spend. Of course I failed to follow this for the most recent banner, but would I rather have 328 more orbs, or would I rather have Shikure? I would choose any of my most favorite characters over 328 orbs any day. Plus, not only did I get Shikure and the rest of the dancers, but thanks to the luck of the draw, I got many of the units I was resisting against summoning for many of the banners past, like Hector, Bravelyn, and Nephany. My regular trend was only to get 1 or 2 of the focus units per banner, but this time around was different. In the recent summoning, I got more non-focus units than the rest of my summons combined. This can be considered bad luck since it took me more orbs to get the units I wanted, but I believe a good chunk of the extra units I got were worth it. Hector and Bravelyn are pretty strong, so I didn't mind handing over the extra orbs for them when I wasn't directly aiming for them. This graph is a little different. It shows the orbs I've owned over time versus the orbs I've spent. The first rule of saving, really, is to set some aside to spend. Otherwise, you won't be happy saving all those orbs. Even when I spent some orbs about every 1 to 2 months, my orbs continued to increase. Set limits for yourself. Commit to getting one character you want from the banner, and leaving the rest be. Then, don't summon for a while until there's another character that you really want. I went a little crazy with the performance banner, but trust me, this isn't how I usually spend my orbs. I hope to continue saving up for the heroes of my dreams, just like I did for Shigure. And I hope that telling this little story of mine will help you when saving too. Thanks for watching.
What now?
Let us sing. Next step?
What a stage. The end of melody. Okay. Dazzling, yes? Shall I sing? My mother's singing brimmed with power. I thought that my singing had no such effect. I don't like singing for an audience. Unless, of course, that audience is you. You are often in my thoughts.